Hello, you just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. We're currently tying up phone lines and burning through cell minutes to get you closer to the guys on top of the boxes and over the wall down on pit road. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Sammi Jo Francis and Rocko Williams.
I'm gonna need to check your ribs, make sure they're not broken. That operator lady.
My spine. She got me good.
She did. Welcome to another edition of MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. I'm Sammi Jo Francis.
I'm Rocko Williams.
And look who we have on set. It's Joe Piette.
Hello there.
I didn't rhyme that on purpose.
The Joe Piette.
Oh
the Joe Piette.
The Joe Piette. We're blessed by a legend here, pit road
He is a
legend.
pit trainer for
he's-
Stewart-Haas Racing.
Well, correct.
Rocko, I don't have any money to borrow you. I'm sorry.
You're the legend. the pit crew coach.
The myth, the man.
Well, thank you guys.
list.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me very much. I appreciate it.
Wears many
Absolutely.
hats. Not only was he a pit crew coach, he was a very effective
We're gonna
tire
get
changer.
Listen, we're gonna get to all this.
I'm just
okay?
excited. Hey, this
I
is
know.
Joe Piette on
I
our
know.
show. Okay?
He's just so excited.
I wish
It's
my
hard to
wife was
control him.
this excited when I walk in the door at home as you are to have me here. I mean, what
Right.
the heck, man?
Well, we probably will be the same as your wife at the end of the show, because then we would have dealt with you for a full hour or 30
Right.
minutes. you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so lots to discuss from Michigan this weekend.
Yes.
Somebody's team dominated. We'll get to that. But more importantly, let's talk about what happened this weekend for us. I was at the Carolina Country Music Festival.
How
it
was
was
that?
great.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Nice.
Was
I
Ken
saw-
Dog there?
No.
Okay.
Tinny Chesney was not
The
there.
Ken Dog.
No, but Toby Keith was.
Toby Keith.
He rocks.
Yeah, he's a great performer.
What
And
about
he was-
Gucci Mane?
Yeah, he was there.
Gucci Mane?
Yeah, he was watching. though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My boy.
Anyways, my weekend was much better in comparison to yours,
Well, I was in Texas, standalone race. And
which is not why it was bad.
No, it
you
wasn't
had great
why it was
pit
bad.
stops.
Yeah, I had great pit stops. And Joe, I mean, you can add on to this if you want, but I did a race under the impression that I had food poison, possibly.
Oh,
Never
Yeah,
good.
Never good. And
Never
you know,
good.
It hit me right when I got off the plane as the race was starting. It was starting to escalate, and I was feeling a little bad, and I was just praying. I was like, please let us
a
just...
little bad.
I was like, please just let it be 3 pit stops and done. We ended up doing 4 pit stops. Finished ninth.
top 10, that's right.
Yeah, we finished ninth. It was a good race, and like I said, it was bad. You know, when I did the stops, when you jumped over the wall in front of the car, it wasn't really bad. But then, because the adrenaline is flowing, but as soon as it stopped, finished, you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this again.
Stomach's
You know,
churning.
and we
You're
did
in a
enough.
fire suit, like
Yes.
just
And
blazing.
it was hot in
Yes.
Texas, correct?
Yes, it was. And
It's Texas.
90 something.
It was hot, and if it was cup racing, that's when you look to the bench. Joe, you know, you're like, we need to get one of these backups in here.
I know you better than that.
You know,
Yeah, he wouldn't allow that ever.
we fought through it. You know, we finished ninth. It was a good race for us at the same for the 51 truck and Kyle Busch. At the same time, when I got home, you know, it escalated. Took a shower. I got into bed. Next thing you know, I ended up in a certain place I didn't want to be all weekend. You know,
Do we have photos of this?
I was hospitalized.
Yeah. What are you
Oh,
doing
no.
there? Are you fist pumping?
Hey, I'm praying. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm letting all the fans know I'm all right, but I was in the hospital. It was rough. You know, I was extremely dehydrated. Torrential rainforest downpour, diarrhea. I mean,
And we've gone there.
Okay, just got the visual. Really don't need to think about that anymore.
Joe, I
Rocko,
left
you're
impressions on the toilet seat with my fist as I was leg locked, full 45-degree angle.
The two-handle deal.
The
Yes.
crowd doesn't like it.
It was
You
not
Hulk
good.
smashed the bathroom. Is that what
Not
you're
good.
saying?
feeling better now. You know, I got it all out
that's
my
good.
system. I was diagnosed with the rotavirus, which I must have, you know, picked up from my daughter or someone. But
Major?
yeah, major. You know,
Major got you.
rotavirus.
Now, wait, this brings up a good point because you have, I thought we were actually doing the show from the set of Rocco's living room.
yeah.
If you look at all of the photos we have around us.
Well, it is Father's Day week.
It is
Yes.
Father's Day week. So
We got
who
two fathers
are,
in here. I have
who
my
is
dad.
this?
I have my daddy. That's my daddy right there. Daddy Caveman, rest in peace. That is dad. And then I have all my kids laid out around the shop. Little Major's up there. She's the one who gave me the rotavirus. I don't know if you can see her, but anyways, you have.
I'll have to get her.
Yeah, the Slaw Kids in full effect. You know, we're just going everywhere. That's us at this picture. Yeah, that's us at a baseball game with wifey and all the kids. So yeah, it's Father's Day. Really excited about this weekend. And
I didn't get the memo to move in, so you know.
And then who do we have here?
Wow!
Look at that beautiful family.
One of those looks very familiar to me.
Yeah, one of those dudes.
The one on the left?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us
Where
about
was
this,
that?
Joe.
It is amazing what people can do with photography and things and how to make people look good, isn't it? No, that's a picture from about a month ago. Directly to the right in the picture is my youngest daughter.
Okay.
And she just got married in April.
Wow.
So, and then it's my wife and my other daughter.
Aww.
So yeah, that's
What a pretty picture.
fairly, yeah, it really is.
You know,
impressive.
I don't want to make Rocco feel bad, but you kind of one-upped his picture game.
That is
Again.
awesome.
One word, Photoshop, I guess, right?
Well, I've got photos of my own, but we'll get to those in a little bit. In the meantime, we have stats to discuss and other things. But first, I got to take a breather. This has been exhausting. We'll be back with more MRN Crew Call right after this.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. Take down the number now for the Federal Tax Management Hotline, 800-242-1706, 800-242-1706.
Kyle Petty here. My friends at Click and Close, the official mortgage provider of NASCAR, have stepped up this year to support Victory Junction through the fastest lap of the race program on NASCAR radio. So join our team. Go to clickandclose.com/NASCAR today to donate $43 or more and help us give the gift of camp to children with serious medical conditions. That's clickandclose.com/NASCAR and just look for the Victory Junction logo. Thanks to Click and Close and NASCAR Radio for their support this season.
Hello, MRN Crew Call. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Well, let me transfer you to someone who actually cares. Here's Sammi Jo and Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. Look, we've talked a lot about wins and things like that, but I want to talk about pit crews.
Yes.
Gosh.
Let's talk about pit crews.
Let's do that.
Pit stops. In particular, I really want to focus on 2 tire pit stops in Michigan, you know, and being that it was rain delayed. And you know, as well as I do, Joe, when you have a rain delay, and that was a very extensive one, it was multiple hours, correct?
Couple of hours, yeah.
So you're jacked up, you're pumped up, and then all of a sudden you're chilled back down.
That is exhausting.
Yeah, I mean,
It used to be a long day.
Yeah.
it does, because
really
you're there so early when the garage opens, and like I say, that adrenaline starts pumping, you're ready to go racing, then all of a sudden you don't go racing.
Exactly.
So then you have that lull of, you know.
Wait, before we get to the videos, I want to ask, how do you train people to kind of prepare for that? Because you can't really.
You can't really prepare for it.
Yeah.
But what you can do is make sure all of your equipment is ready when the time comes to
Because then there's no
race.
excuse, right?
Right. Because what happens, a lot of times what happens during rain delays, especially if it's raining when when you first get to the track, when you try to set up your pit boxes, things like that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but things get out of the ordinary. You don't do the same type of things you usually do when it's nice and sunny out. So we make sure our guys focus on make sure everything is right, make sure your equipment is right, because you get a lot of downtime when it's raining.
Yeah.
That can be the worst thing.
Yes, it is.
That's when people tend to forget things.
Exactly.
So be prepared,
Yep.
have your equipment right, double check everything.
At the same time, all right, so the race starts.
Yes.
And therefore, you know rain is foreseeable in the future, so it might be a shorter race.
Right.
Strategy comes into play. A lot of two-tire stops. Anyways, in Michigan, you always had the tendency to do two-tire stops anyway, fuel mileage race.
Since that repave, yes, track position.
So,
track position.
With that being said, I really wanted to focus on the different variations of doing two-tire stops. You know, I felt like they were on display, and if you'll play video 1, I call this one the Beast Carrier, and this is really predicated around your tire carriers and having what you call a Beast tire carrier who can drop.
Who am I supposed to be watching right now?
Well, you see right there, the rear tire carrier, how he leaves, and he's going. And yes, the front tire changer, he rolls the tire too, but ideally, that tire carrier is responsible for both of those tires get to the wall.
He's like a kangaroo. With
the tire changer helping out. And look at the jack man, his job is to let that jack go, 2-tire stop right there. And what do you feel about that method? You know, is that the method that you do at Stewart-Haas or not?
Are you at liberty to say?
And there's no adjustment there with that stop as well, so is that the best situation?
That's what we have to keep in mind whenever we watch pit stops.
Yep.
Is there an adjustment? Is there not an adjustment?
Exactly.
Because it changes.
You said there was or was not?
There was not an adjustment.
Okay.
So, in watching that video, that's very similar to what we do on 4 tires, where the rear carrier comes around the back. Actually, not the rear carrier, but the carrier, because we only have one. Comes around the back and then takes the right rear old tire around the front. And if the front changer can get to the old right front first, he rolls it back to the wall, or the carrier is kind of like a backup plan.
Because what would prevent him from getting to that tire? Extra lug nut hits, a set, or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
different variables.
We like to have plan A, and then let's have plan B.
Yep.
Because
just as a backup.
Penalties, we don't want tire penalties.
Yeah, no, nobody wants those.
There's been a lot of them this year.
I was going to say, we've seen our fair share this year.
Yes, we have.
Just so it's fresh on people's mind, show us the second style.
All right, show us video 2, and you'll see right here, I call this one the Beast Changers. And you know, this is predicated around the changes because not only is the front tire changer bringing out his own tire, you will see the rear tire changer, after the stop is finished, he's responsible for bringing that right rear tire back to the wall. As you see, the carrier leaves and goes to the jacks. Look at the changer. He picks up his own tire and brings it back.
That seemed like it, and maybe it was just slowed down?
Yes.
Is it slowed down a lot?
Yes, I slowed down so you can, two-tire stops are so fast.
Yeah, totally.
So, slow that video down so you can really see the action. What do you think about that stop, Joe? When would you utilize that, and is that something that is implemented
and is that
in your
more
plan?
efficient than the first one?
The first thing that comes to mind when I see that stop is NASCAR has a rule. The right side tires or outside tires have to be back halfway in the pit box before the car leaves the pit stall.
Okay.
Now, in that case, it's the back of the car, the rear bumper. So when the rear bumper crosses the front pit stall line, both of those outside tires have to be at least halfway back.
Right.
If they're not, it's a penalty.
Right.
So that situation right there, I think you're walking a closer line to that situation.
Could you show stop 2 again?
Yeah,
so
let's see that.
And if you can slow it down when the car starts to leave, look at where that old right rear tire is compared to the car. And the Michigan pit stalls are big, right?
Behind us.
The Michigan pit stalls are bigger, so you have a little more time.
They are bigger.
If we were at Bristol, where there's smaller pit stalls, I don't know.
So you're saying when the car leaves, the changer has to have that tire halfway in the pit stall when it leaves.
Back to the wall.
Back to the wall.
And actually, he was already going around the right rear corner, so yeah, he did a good job there.
Yes, I like that. And that's very important because the NASCAR has cracked down on calling the uncontrolled tire. So I think there is an emphasis placed on getting those tires controlled to the wall. I like that way. I like that way, which brings me to my third one.
Wait, is that your favorite? Number 2 is your favorite?
I don't have a favorite because, like I said, these are predicated on situation.
But you know what? On that stop, if there was a right rear adjustment, you could do it.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Let's look at video 3. I call this one Speedy. I don't know, this one just seems, look at that.
Yes.
That's why I call it Speedy. It's a 2-tire drop off. If you notice, look at the carrier. He drops the tire off to the front. He drops.
Make sure it's secure.
He indexes the tire on the rear, the right rear. He grabs the right rear, and then he goes back to the left. And then the jack man, after he indexes the right front, he runs to the jack, and he has to get there fast. I mean, fast. That's why I called it Speedy. I don't really like this one, but what do you think?
Rocko, with only 5 men over the wall now to do these pit stops, I think you have to look at your individual players and play to their strengths.
Absolutely, I agree.
Is that fair to say?
I agree.
If in the pits as the jackman, which one do you prefer? Because that one is not it, obviously. You said
just like Joe said, I would do whichever one my team I'm surrounded by. My
all right. I don't need your political answer.
No.
I need what is your preference?
It's not political. You have to play to the strengths of your team.
Okay.
And like I said,
Team player.
It depends on your changer strength, your other carry. I mean, your other. Oh, I'm so used to 6-man. Your carrier strengths, right. And then whatever y'all do best is the one you gravitate towards.
Okay, so this is our final one, and then we can wrap up this 3
Video
different
4,
styles craziness.
If you play number 4, I call this one the rear changer.
Now this is Boyer versus Larson.
Oh no, this is not Boyer versus Larson.
Oh
no.
So we have 4. I thought.
Is this video 4?
No, this is I feel like what we saw before. However, the 3 different styles you said are predicated on the situation of the race.
Yes.
What do you think happened more frequently this weekend, and because of the rain, or?
Well, you definitely had 2 tires was key,
because it was
that's
Michigan.
how Boyer won.
Right.
With Michigan and with the possible of rain coming in.
Absolutely.
So.
Typically, so far the videos that you've shown, there have not been any adjustments.
Exactly.
Typically with 2 tires, crew chiefs tend not to make adjustments.
Because you lose
so
major
they're quicker
time.
stops.
So they're faster, that's right.
The fall off from doing a 2-tire stop with an adjustment as opposed to without is literally 1.5 to 2 seconds. Would you agree?
But how many spots can that be? How many positions can that be?
I mean,
it could be 5.
Yeah, 5 or 6,
7.
and definitely in a green flag stop. I mean, you're talking about 500 or 600 feet, of time lost, during a green flag stop. So it's something you do not want to do with the 5-man, unless absolutely necessary. Now, if you have a car that's handling like no other, you'll risk doing an adjustment to keep up with the track, knowing that the driver can make up for it, right?
You're probably not in front anyway.
Exactly.
At that point, so you're probably going to take the extra time to try to get the car right.
Right.
If you're in front, let's get track position. Let's do the fastest pit stop.
Let's get more from you right after this break. We'll be back with more MRN Crew Call.
Grunt style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
NASCAR Today Midday is your NASCAR source on and off the racetrack throughout the week.
It's so peaceful to get out in nature and just sit in the woods and watch the deer and bird.
Typically on our runs, there's a lot of conversation for 25 or 30 minutes, and then it gets quiet because you're sucking wind. But on the bike, especially at the racetrack and stuff, they're pretty easy rides.
Keep up with your favorite NASCAR stars each weekday on NASCAR Today Midday, here on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
After more than 1 million hours of development, the truck of the future has arrived. The new Cascadia from Freightliner. Inspired by science, driven by passion. It's loaded with driver-focused improvements, such as noise abatement technologies for an even quieter ride, an innovative wraparound dashboard for improved comfort, and a reimagined driver's lounge that promotes productivity and relaxation. Experience the new Cascadia at your dealer or online at Freightliner.com.
I know, girl, I know. So right before I transferred the call, I heard Brad Kozlowski say that next week he's planning to announce that... hello? Excuse me? Is someone else on this line? Yes, I'll transfer you immediately to Sammi Jo Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call. I'm Sammi Jo Francis, Rocco Williams, and we've got Joe Piette in studio with us for the whole show.
Yes.
So you're in for a treat. Now we want to pick up where we left off. If you're just tuning in, well, what are you doing with your life? But we were talking about the 3 different tire changing styles and why this was so important at Michigan, a lot of 2-tire stops. So we want to show what we were trying to show before, which was Boyer versus Larson.
Yes, I want to show you, if you play video 5, and you'll see Stewart-Haas has been so dominant this year, and it's rare that you get an opportunity to have all 3 of your cars doing so well, 4 of your cars doing so well. And as you see here, you'll see the 42 and the 14 coming down pit road at the exact same time. They are right behind each other, but what makes this unique is that the 14 and the 42 are pitted right in front of each other. I think the 42 is behind and the 14 is in front. And this is just playing right away. Just focus on the 2 on the bottom right. It's going to cut away to the individual cars, but they're competing. And the 14 ultimately beats the 42 out. And I think the 42 had issues on the right front. But look, as they come in at the exact same time, you'll see they're going during the pit. The right front is where there is an issue on the 42, and the 14 gains an advantage. I mean, Jackman Ernie Pierce is doing a great job. I believe Coleman Dollahide is on that team as well. And that's all it takes. And that could be the difference in the race. This was not the final stop, but when you have a car that comes in front of you.
But it could have been because of the rain.
Yes, it could have been, but I mean, as it relates to Michigan, this wasn't the final stop. But when you have a car coming in front of you, and you're right behind you, in front of you, and they're pitted right behind you, the challenges that a team faces, it jacks you up personally, but at the same time, there's a lot to be said about that 14 team. That was a very good job.
I appreciate that. The boys did a good job, for sure. They executed, right?
Yes.
Right.
Every team on pit road is doing a good job of figuring out how to do these pit stops.
Yep.
The ones that execute the most consistently are the ones that are doing the best job.
Right.
Yes.
It's mistakes, and it's easier to make mistakes with 5 men versus 6.
Yep.
The mistakes cost more time as well.
And money.
And money, yeah. We don't even want to talk about
and
that.
jobs.
And, yeah, potentially, if there's enough mistakes, that's right. But yeah, they did a good job there. They even added a little bit of tape on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the carrier,
the
carrier do that. And but to your point, when a car comes in nose to tail with the other car that's pitting next to them, as a jackman especially, you have to run out in front to get out around the right side of that vehicle. If there's no space,
he doesn't leave any room. He's right on his bumper.
They don't leave any room. Right. It's a challenge, right?
It is.
And you're dodging a 3,400-pound race car at that point, trying not to get hit.
Yep.
Well, we've seen a couple of that.
Well,
it happens.
That's when your rear end, that hole in your rear end, puckers up a little bit before you jump off the wall.
We've already talked enough about your rear end today.
Yeah, let's not go there. That's right.
We're past that. But you do have some knowledge to drop on us about penalties, I believe.
Well,
this is what you were saying.
Well, I think it correlates with exactly why it's so remarkable what these guys are doing, is because not only are they're doing what they're doing with one less man.
Right.
Think about the money that it costs when you do have a lug nut. Think about the penalties that occur when NASCAR is so stringent on that uncontrolled tire. I mean,
the uncontrolled tires is something I've been watching pretty closely this year.
Is that something you're emphasizing?
Well, it
more
is.
so than usual?
Yes.
Okay.
Because NASCAR has they've really tightened up on how they call that penalty.
Okay.
And our first priority is not to bring the vehicle we're pitting back down pit road.
Right.
As a pit crew, don't make a mistake and get a penalty. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in 2017, in the Cup Series, there was 33 uncontrolled tire penalties.
In 2017.
For the whole season?
The whole season. 2018 to date, after last weekend's race in Michigan, there's 39 so far.
We still got some races to go,
We still got some races to go. So
yeah,
it's
a big difference.
It's a challenge, and the pit stop times. You know, we started the season off. If you did a 15-second 4-tire stop, you were pretty good. Pretty good. Now, if you're running up front, and if you don't do a mid to high 13, or maybe even a low 13, you're probably going to lose
spots. These are
spots.
seconds, y'all. Seconds.
And you're a tire changer. Is that because the tire changers are more comfortable with the payolis? Is that the jackman is getting better at that left rear index after the jack? Or is it a combination of the both?
It's a combination, right? You've gotten better as a jackman this year as you've went on, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You're a better jackman today than you were at Daytona, right?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Okay, so yes, tire changers.
I wish I had a Stewart-Haas jack.
We wish we had some other jacks. But it's a combination.
Yep.
The tire changers are getting more comfortable with the equipment. The jackmen are getting more comfortable with the procedure. Yep. The carrier is better. It's just a combination. It's a team effort.
It's amazing to see how those times have
dropped, and they keep dropping.
They are.
Now we've talked about some mistakes, and I have to ask about the sling on your shoulder. What happened?
What sling? oh yeah.
It blends, but we're on to you.
Well, I was at this party.
Okay.
No, not really.
I
need to come up with a good story, and I don't have a good story.
You were saving a bus full of orphans.
I was swinging from a ceiling fan. No, I wasn't doing that either. Actually,
after this weekend, that might be believable.
After 20 years of actively changing tires, okay, and not acting my age very well, like I still don't, right? I love to play racquetball, things like that. I just had some shoulder repair work done.
All right.
So I'm in a sling for about 6 weeks, about 6 months recovery, but
all right.
I'm going to get back.
So how long have you been doing this? You said after 20 years as a tire changer.
Yes. Very, very successful tire changer.
Right.
Yes.
Well, thank you. This is my 30th year in NASCAR racing.
That is wild.
That's why I love to talk about it.
Well, you were
I love
telling
to talk
us
about
You and I
something.
both.
You put some serious time in before you started seeing some rewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you before we went on air.
Yes, but tell everybody out there.
Well, I spent 14 years in this business before I was on a team that actually won a pole or a race.
Let's see it. Show the video.
This is one of your most memorable wins.
Oh, what video do we have here?
Oh, yeah, look at this. You remember that?
Oh, boy, I
school.
love this video right here.
Oh, look at that.
This
Ron.
was a great day.
Look at
This
that.
was 2008, Daytona 500. And yes, we won that race with Ryan Newman. That wasn't my first race win, but that was definitely my
most
biggest.
memorable.
Oh, absolutely.
What year of your
career did this happen in?
That would have been 19? My 19th
There you
year?
are, little
Wow.
Piette. There he is.
Oh, yeah, there's
Look at you
Piette.
flashing in there.
Yeah.
Jumping in there.
It was a great day. And you know, being a tire changer and an over-the-wall guy for that team, that was big for me.
So is that something you teach your guys now that you're helping train the next generation? Because you did put in 14 years. Do you help translate that to those teams that may not be winning?
Let me answer that for Joe.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'm excited about that. When you have pit crew coaches who have actually been over the wall, not just been over the wall in a helping capacity, whatever, but at a high level, as a crew member, you kind of gravitate to those coaches and that instruction a little bit more, you know. And I don't know if some of you guys can. This is just from a baller experience, you know, as somebody who actually did it.
A baller experience?
Yes.
Baller experience.
When somebody's telling me.
The slaw experience.
Yes.
Yes.
When somebody's giving me advice or very meticulous on what I'm doing, sometimes it means more when it's coming from a source that has been in your shoes.
For sure.
Who've experienced those type of different things.
Right.
I think
You want a player's coach.
Joe Piette offers that, being that he's not just coming from an analytical, hey, this is what you should do. Hey, I've been there. Not only have I been there, I've been there at a high level, performing at a high level.
Right.
And I think that is a awesome asset. And you know, an advantage that Stewart-Haas has over a lot of not over a lot of other teams. A lot of teams have pit coaches in that capacity. But being that you're here, I just feel
with
like
the myth.
And they're doing well.
Wait, tell us how they are doing, because they put out this lovely sheet, which we don't have to show you, but please brag on the team.
So let's brag a little bit about Stewart-Haas Racing, because the truth is Stewart-Haas Racing is having a phenomenal year.
Yes, they are.
Obviously.
Well, this is a perfect week for you to be on, since they took 1, 2, and 3.
I thought you just called me because everybody else was on vacation because the
Oh no, we did. It just was very convenient.
I like it.
Oh, look at this.
There we go.
Well, that's just 10 things about him.
Oh yeah, that's all about me right there. That's right.
Yep, Airplane's his favorite movie. Shania Twain.
Oh yeah, she was not.
You would
in
have
Myrtle Beach.
dinner with anybody, it would be Shania Twain.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, she is a phenomenal performer. I saw her with my mom.
She's phenomenal
great.
all around, right?
Yeah.
And I have never
Roadrunner.
seen her perform.
What is that?
The
Green
app
Bay
I use most on
Packers?
my phone, Maps.
Leaving the track, I bet, trying to get to the airport.
No, actually, I drive.
Okay.
So usually one of the other people in the van navigate for me.
If they're in the front seat.
Darlington
Yes.
is your favorite track?
It is. I love
Southern
that place.
500.
Wow.
That place is awesome.
Tell he's a race fan, because
That place is awesome.
every race fan's favorite track
And look,
So-
winning the 50th annual Daytona 500.
in 2008.
That was the video we saw?
That was the video.
Wow.
See, and that sheet right there was filled out years ago.
Yep.
Right. And it still lives true.
Obviously.
All right. But today's stats.
Today's stats. By the numbers,
Yes.
2018, Stewart-Haas Racing has won 8 of the 16 races this season.
Yep.
Those
now
are good
we're
odds.
counting the All-Star race in there, okay?
Okay.
Which typically sometimes they don't count because it's a non-points event, but we did win $1 million to win it with Harvick, so that's good.
So are you giving us some of that? Is that
I'm looking for my part too.
okay? All right.
He's got it. Yeah, big
So
pockets.
we're at 50%. We're batting 500 right now for race wins this season.
Right.
Phenomenal,
Yeah.
right? We've won 4 poles this year.
Yep.
We've had 18 top 5s with our teams. Wow. We've had 34 top 10s this year with our cars. We have led 1,530 laps.
Yep.
Wow.
In races this year.
That's 33%.
33%. And all 4 of our current drivers of our teams are currently in the playoffs right now with the point standings.
That's what you call slowing it out right now.
We are slowing it out to the max.
I love it.
We're going to slow it out over this break. We'll be back with more MRN Crew Call right after this.
Grunt style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt Style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Tanner, inviting you to the all-new America's Tailgate Party NASCAR USA. The sound is updated with fresh features and more of the voices you hear at the racetrack each week. The one thing that hasn't changed, it's 2 hours of the hottest hits in country music as we get you ready to go racing. So join us for the brand new edition of America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA, at the same place right here on the Motor Racing Network.
All the dirt, winged excitement, and closest racing in America is featured each week on MRN's Winged Nation. Steve Post and our team of dirt racing experts bring you a trackside perspective on the heroes and personalities of sprint car racing. From Pennsylvania to California, the Midwest, Florida, and of course, Knoxville. Tune in to MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, each Saturday on MAV TV. And MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Live Tuesdays at noon Eastern and on demand at MRN.com.
Thank you for listening to our program. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. If you don't, tell them we're Winged Nation. You're being transferred back to Sammi Jo and Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. I'm Sammi Jo Francis, joined by Joe Piette and...
Oh, yeah. Rocko Williams. Taking off my glasses
Your
here.
fake glasses?
Oh, they're not fake. Tom Ford doesn't make fake glasses, Sammy. Okay? I just had to let you know that. I just want to take them off because, you know, we're about to get into a topic that might bring some tears to the eyes, you know. I'm very fond of fathers.
He's so sensitive, y'all.
Yeah, I am emotional, and it's Father's Day week, and got all the pictures of my kids and Daddy up here, and it's just like I get so emotional.
What I think this gift that you're about to show probably got you emotional.
Well, besides the gift of my children, which is the best Father's Day gift, you know.
Why are you gonna steal Joe's answer?
Because I was gonna say that anyway.
My thunder.
Hey,
right?
Hey, it could be your best gift too. You're a father.
Oh, it's probably going to be.
I agree with you. You know,
all right,
but
let's whip it out.
But look at these.
The gift.
That you don't
Thank
have
you
a
for the
pair
clarification.
of
Yeah.
These, you know, look at this. This was
Shoes?
given to me. Not only shoes, but I don't know if you can zoom in on them. But
go
look
to
at
this
that.
one, yeah.
Look at that. Who's that on the?
Well, he's
on the
holding
toe?
it up the right way.
Oh,
here we go.
Who's that on the toe?
There we go.
Your boy
Is that
Slawness.
you?
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Slaw. There you
Yes,
have it.
These
He's
were
not my
given to
daddy.
me as a Father's Day gift, and they mean a lot to me. They're my own Slaw Adidas, is like I like to call them.
When you get shoes like that, aren't you scared to wear them?
I don't wear them. They stay under my trophy room.
They're stickers.
Exactly.
Yes,
Those
they're
are stickers right there.
Look
Those
at
are
that,
not
Bob.
scuffs.
No.
Those are not scuffs. Those are stickers.
Wow.
Never been worn, you know, great Father's Day gift. And the thing about crew members and being on the road, that a lot of the family atmosphere at the racetrack is just unbelievable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like no other. There's lots of fathers on pit road.
I loved seeing at the All-Star Race in the Coca-Cola 600 because it is a lot of the drivers' home tracks that you saw all the families of the pit crews, of the
Crew
drivers.
members,
You saw
yes.
everybody.
Yes.
You
You
did.
see more crew members' families at the All-Star race than any other race we go to.
Because it's in our backyard, right?
It's in our backyard.
Like when a crew member talks about a birthday to most of their kids, they'll give you a race name. Yeah, Darlington. Yeah, I had a Darlington. Or when's their birthday? Michigan. Father's Day weekend in Michigan. Or Sonoma.
What's your coolest gift that you've ever had?
Because I'm old, I've had so many cool gifts.
Right.
I'm just gonna say, thank you for preempting this, but yes, the birth of my children.
Absolutely.
That's got to be number one.
That's an amazing response.
And we saw the picture.
Yeah.
So do you
They're
want to
an
know the
amazing
coolest
family.
gift that I've ever given?
What's that?
Yeah.
If we could just go ahead and show this picture of me and my stepdad, Claude. It's graduating from college.
Oh, look
okay.
at
You're
Nice.
welcome.
Very
Got through
nice.
in
You're
4
welcome.
years, suckers. Right. And then if we can show the next photo, because I have to get this in. This is my mom. This is her birthday.
look at you.
So happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mom.
birthday.
She's awesome. And okay,
Y'all look happy.
we have to talk this
Absolutely.
weekend because you're going to be at Iowa.
Yes, standalone race in Iowa.
And we do have coverage of the Truck Series, which is what you're going to be pitting at, and that's the M&M's 200. That starts at 6:30 on Saturday.
Yes.
And then we've got the Xfinity Series on Sunday, instead of Cup Series.
Yep.
And that coverage starts at 4:30, and that is the Iowa 250, presented by Inogen. Happy Father's Day to both of you.
Thank you.
Because I
Appreciate
think
it.
it's going to be a great weekend, even
Yes.
though you'll be on the road.
But I won't be sick,
That's
so I'm excited about that.
But he'll be home on Father's Day.
Yes,
True.
I will.
Sure.
I
Point,
will.
right?
all right. Well, you guys enjoy your Father's Day weekend
Thank you.
and enjoy not being on the toilet.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see you next week on MRN Crew Call.
Yeah.